and cigars. That's all it takes.
I'm such a cheap date.
Welcome back, man.
Thank you, man. Always good to see you, man.
Always. Well, there's a lot going on right now, but I think first and foremost, we have to talk about the whole Diddy situation.
Yes. Well, now we know his name is Diddy, huh? Diddy or didn't he, huh? This is
Diddy or did he not?
Here's the thing. My position is really the same as the Constitution. I think you're innocent until proven guilty.
That's funny.
But I do find it amazing that every time somebody's accused of something, there are any number of people closely associated with that ordeal that can corroborate things.
Right.
Like I heard some of his bodyguards talking about how there was champagne bought and the champagne was drugged and they were told to stay away from the champagne bottle. Certain champagne bottles they stayed away from, certain they took, and that allegedly he went around and put drugs in people's mouths. Here's the thing. If you watch that shit and you didn't say nothing about that shit, you're just as horrible as he is if it happened.
Right.
So I think that horrible people need accomplices too.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't do, like, it's amazing how when I watch, I guess America won't get it or people won't get it until there is a documentary or a Gayle King interview. Because apparently our ears are connected to a remote control. But if he did the things that he's accused of, it is consistent with the type of things that people...
Hold on, gang. I'm going to pause it real quick. I don't know if you know what the id is, but let me just pull up a window here to the side. You feel me? I'm going to go ahead and hit play again, and I'm going to do this in the meanwhile, but I'm going to bring it back a little bit.
Bro. But if he did the things that he's accused of, it is consistent with the type of things that people have done that are kind of morally bankrupt.
All right, so I know,
and they surround themselves with people who are morally bankrupt. And
I mean, it is like an inner personality trait. But I want to get like the accurate drawing for you right here. So here we have, in Freud's theory of personality, it is the unconscious, primitive part of or primitive, depending on how you pronounce the word, part of a person's personality. It's the source of the person's bias, basic needs, desires, and impulses. It is impulsive and responds immediately to basic needs. If left unchecked, it would direct a person to fulfill their desires without considering reality or consequences. Okay, so the id, the ego, and the superego. And then all three of them is what makes up you. That's the theory. But I thought that was pretty intelligent in the way he just slipped that in right there real quick. How our ids are connected to a remote.
And who abet them. And then those people go on to do interviews and sell interviews about the very horrors that they were accomplices to. It's insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Cassie sued him for $30 million. Now, as soon as that happened, his lawyers responded, said that this is nonsense, that she's been trying to extort him, and she's going to write a tell-all book. But in less than 24 hours, he settled.
Well, see, like, I don't know that means paying somebody off. Means, like, you can't accept that it meant that it was Puffy's admission of guilt and not accept that Michael Jackson was not guilty. You know what I mean? When he paid that large sum.
Right.
So
a settlement does not mean guilt.
Right.
I have had multiple lawsuits and I've settled not because I was guilty. It was because it was ultimately cheaper to settle than to go through the legal process.
That is true.
I get it.
That is
but
true.
I did not settle those lawsuits in less than 24 hours either.
Well,
that made it look a little crazy, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
But I can say this, that I, like you, have been sued and settled, and you know, it's the timing issue. I don't think that anything in and of itself means anything. But you are the things you've done. You are the things you've done. If enough people, the thing that I find interesting is, remember that we talked about this a couple times ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had that the documentary on Freaknik,
Yes, which
right?
isn't out yet, is it?
No, because they then junked it in. But there were a lot of people on Freaknik, right? Who didn't want the things that they had been done to potentially have been caught on tape, right? Now,
True.
if those things exonerated them or proved that something they didn't want to happen, proved that something that they didn't want to happen was happening, it wouldn't be a problem you seeing those things. But if they don't, then to me, people do all kinds of things and then, have a different perspective of them. So I'm willing to believe that willing to wait till all the facts came out. But to your...
I get what he's saying. And there is truth to that. And I don't know, bro. I feel like he's skating, bro. I feel like he's skating on the topic for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I feel like he's beating around the bush. I mean, first of all, gang, this is a Vlad TV, obviously, documentary. Oh, I'm on a different channel. I was like, what? But anyways, you know what it is. Subscribe and like, right? So, yeah, I feel like he's skating over the topic because the way how he's wording it. But what he's saying is facts, though. Like, a lot of people may not want the things they did in the past to be caught on camera because, I mean, what you're doing is dicey. What you're doing may be tabooed or wrong in the eyes of today's society or whatever, or in the present society. That's why you were doing it in secret. And now in the future, in a newer society, the current society, it's even harder, bro. Like, there's so many jokes that were used in commercials that you cannot use now. There were so many, lines in television that cannot be used again simply because of how society currently is now. You feel me? So, yeah, anybody would have done things in the past that they skate around now or don't want to be revealed now. But the way how it's like, bro, like, if it got evidence of those things, it sound like, I don't know, gang, I don't know. It just sound like, to me, he's trying to say, yo, we all did dirt, so let us all be. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he's saying that, bro. But I don't know, gang. You let me know how you feel about it down below. And if you like my drawings to the side, you could subscribe to me. You know what I mean? I got a lot more art. We finally hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm working on a video for you. It's kind of one of the things I want to do. And now that we hit 1,000 subscribers, I could tell you. But there's a lot of like historical buildings around me. And I went around drawing one the other day or a while ago. It's kind of cold now, but I want to start like just going around drawing all these sites. I did it in Philly too. Went and draw some bridges over there. Like, just sit down and just chill out one day, just draw or paint and document it all, and then do like a documentary of what I'm drawing, like a little history lesson, you know what I mean? And then just put it out for you guys. So if you're looking forward to that, just hit the like, hit the subscribe. And until then, I'm going to see you in the next one.